In the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin activate, the name is super black. In the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin activate, the name is super black. Imagine that, a future that's super black. Long as your skin brown, your superpowers intact. What would your powers be? Just hope it ain't super whack. Spatial manipulation, create a portal that's black. Maybe just super speed, time travel to run it back. Or cheat manipulation to keep my spirit intact. As I encounter evils the world face, demons the world makes, I'm needed the world at stake. Rest in peace to Chadwick, they killed all the Black Panthers. Told us white lies, I still marvel at black answers. Suits in DC, pray it lead to a civil war. It ain't no Justice League, what's the need to be civil for? Propelled like the juggernaut, it's clear ain't no stopping this. The world in grave danger, who can stop the apocalypse? They killed all the heroes, the new ones don't really care. But if you need me, put your fist up in the air. Yeah, in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin activate, the name is super In the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin activate, the name is super black.
Hey everybody, it is Thursday already. Welcome to Blurred's Eye View. Hello everybody over in Twitch, YouTube, and IG. And if this is your first time here, thank you. I'm your host, Chris Fury, the man on the wall. Show your love on the YouTube channel by hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell. Let's get those watch hours up, get us monetized, because I don't think we're that far off, if I'm not mistaken. Anyhow, you can catch us everywhere you listen to your podcast, including iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, and the Be On Air network. You can watch us also on the Always Press Record app. That's APR TV or alwayspressrecord.com on your Roku and Amazon Fire devices. Whew, that is a mouthful. And you can also, once again, catch us on YouTube. But let's get this going. We're going to start with our Grill to Horror. Laney, what's up?
Somebody has been cooking in the lab.
I told y'all when I go dark, it's what I'm doing.
I was getting ready. I was with my daughter, but I was like, listen, I said, oh. And I have to actually record it because the next time, because she's singing along with your theme song. Like she's like rapping to it.
Look, I'm always doing something fresh and new. I'm currently teaching myself Photoshop. That's going to be fun.
Okay.
So
okay, I'm teaching myself Capcom.
Yeah, I got that too. So yeah, just a little. Yep. I'm if it's not on the phone, it's on the laptop and it's doing something. So we got our engineer in the building, Black Spartan.
I'm gonna step my game up.
Right?
Apparently, I am not doing enough in life to where Chris just drops a 10-second clip and it's like, okay, I have to do better.
Listen, blur recognized word. That's all it is.
Look, I am going for the gold here. Look, I say we different. We different.
Oh, it was different. That's why I sit there and said, I was like, wait, so that was like 10 seconds. Hold up.
Got a ship, got a whole African cyberpunk type depot to park the ship at, and more to come. Nice. We got our boots on the ground to Far Eye TV. Who's in the short running for having crazy stories with Spartan.
No, Jafar got me beat. Jafar,
I have plenty. I just don't tell them. Ask the right question, and you'll probably unlock a core memory.
Yeah, because mine come from a place of anger. His come from like just because it happened.
I went to EA Games to pick up something cool and ended up with that. That was that.
Yeah. So go check out his YouTube channel. It's a funny story. Check out I've used YouTube channel because now we have Spartan stories on there as well. You'll never be disappointed though.
Let's go.
All the great stuff, all the hits. We got a special guest with us tonight. I love celebrating indie Black comic artists and indie Black creatives, period. You know, and everybody's on this train here.
In case you didn't know it, it is Black History Month, the shortest month of the year.
However, even though we get one extra day, Blurred's Eye View celebrates 366 out of the year. So we don't play around. And for those that's been sticking around from day one, y'all know there's no lie to what I just said. I'm like Cat Williams. Where did I lie? So we have Euwarnii Hughes in the building. Euwarnii. I read this book.
Thank you again for the opportunity to be here. It's a blessing.
Look, when you describe your book, BOLDSAGA, when you describe this book, and one, you have a gift for the acronyms. Thank you very much. I'm gonna show it on the screen, but while I get that up, tell the people about BOLDSAGA.
Perfect. Well, Kings and Queens, BOLDSAGA is an Afrofuturism manga series empowering kings and queens to seize greatness. It's all about the underdogs rising, and it follows Masego Umnatha on his journey to be the next Anansi, like his role model Shaka Zulu. But first, he's got to overcome tests, trials, and a rite of passage that leads to a supernatural encounter where he finds out what it truly means to be bold or brave onwards.
Now, I want you to tell them, what is BOLDSAGA? What is the break down the word? Because it's an acronym, and and reading this first book, there's more than one acronym, and I'm like, oh, he's playing with words. So
yes. I love words because I love reading dictionaries. I rap as well, so it's like all the wordplay, all the words mean.
He says very kindly,
very nonchalant.
Yes,
you know you're gonna have to do that now.
Oh man, well, the BOLD is an acronym for brave, having courage in the face of adversity. Onwards is the direction you have to move. Limits are the challenges we all face in life, and destroying is what we have to do, not just facing the problem and just leaving it, facing the problem to overcome it. Like every good video game shows you have to overcome the problems to get to the next level. Only can you save Peach after defeating Bowser.
A bar was dropped.
Not only bar, wisdom.
So, for one, this is dope, and I love the fact that you mentioned Shaka Zulu and Anansi, and 3, you're breaking down words that's from Kosa.
Kosa, yes.
And if anyone out there who's watched Black Panther, this was the language they were using. So the fact that you're using this book to not just bring this language into, and Trevor Noah as well. Trevor Noah knows it very well because he speaks it. But speaking this language, not only that, but bringing the African diaspora and the background from Africa to the forefront. So I want you to talk more about that book.
Perfect. Well, I wanted to make BOLDSAGA different. I didn't just want to make like a black manga where like he's a black kid living in Japan. I wanted to actually showcase like what would it be like if we had like Shaka Zulu and like Afrofuturism meets like the zaniness of like One Piece, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Bleach. And I was like, I gotta add in the languages. Because if you're into any manga anime, you know that they be speaking languages. French, Japanese, German. So I'm like, okay, but let me choose Isin Osa. I had to actually get a book to understand it because this stuff is the clicks. And even in chapter 2, we even teach you like how to do the different clicks, like X click, C click, even the Q click, so that you're not just like lost in it. And the reason why I did that is I wanted to celebrate the actual African diaspora. I'm also Caribbean. And in chapter 2, you'll actually see them be like, wow, Guan boss, Minister cool out, mad at cousin pastor. Like actually putting in like the real stuff, so it's not like they're just black. No, like it's like that song by Toby Nwigwe, I'm just hella black. Like, actually, in chapter 3, like they're actually eating griot with dirigeon. Anyone that's from Haiti knows that's like the national dish. Aki with saltfish, jollof rice with Syria chicken, mac and cheese, oh my. So it's literally, you're getting the full context, even in martial arts, because they can't just be doing karate and stuff. That's been done. So you see like stick fighting, capoeira, musangwe, like actually seeing what this stuff actually looks like. Even the dances, the guara guara, like, like it's literally like African culture meets like manga. And this cross makes something truly magnificent.
I like this a lot.
I love the fact of just the input of, and we're seeing this not only yourself, sir, but other artists are doing this. I love the fact of how you're putting culture into a story, but it's also teaching. And like you, it's like I'm trying to learn a little bit more of the social language. I do know about the African martial arts just because martial arts is kind of my pet peeve. But I love the fact that you're including other things. Because the moment you mentioned jollof rice, I was like, oh, I'm hungry. It's like, oh, I'm hungry. But no,
it was the
I'm not gonna hold
hot
you.
fish for me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm always looking for spots around here in Cleveland, and I'm like, yeah, I need that. I need that. But I do. I really appreciate the fact that you're incorporating culture. You're incorporating the culture in your background, and not only that, like you just said, you're learning more about said background, and I think that's something. There's an awakening happening within our community that they're just kind of there's no kind of to it. They're realizing and recognizing, where we come from. Bless you. Like where we come from and feeling our culture out and really just accepting us and where we come from and respecting our culture as well. Like wow, they've kept this hidden. They kept this hidden, and once again, as we say over here, read banned books. Read them. So that was a mouthful. There's a lot of stuff going on in that. So Euwarnii, I want you to talk to the people about your main character, his power set. Because the fact that when I read it, I'm like, oh, he mentioned Shaka Zulu. I guess we here now. We're here now. And you mentioned a Nazi, which I actually I was blessed enough to be exposed to the stories of Anansi when I was much younger. The middle of the elementary school I went to, I used to just go in the library. I'm like, oh, Anansi the spider, he's a trickster. And then, but there's lessons to be taught. I need more. But talk more about your characters.
Perfect. Well, the way how the story starts is Masego's goal, as I've mentioned, he wants to be Shaka Zulu, but I didn't want to have another accidental hero. Like, I love Spider-Man, I love Batman, Black Panther, but I like stories where heroes achieve their greatness. It's not just dropped in their lap. So in Masego's case, I wanted to make him the hero that had it rough, because he literally, his goal, as I mentioned, is to get to be the Anansi, but you have to do a rite of passage, which is part of African culture. Like, you don't just become a man. You must go through a rite of passage to transform, to prove that you're ready to the community. And in the rite of passage, to get into Nebula, that's the prerequisite before you get into Star. And Nebula is a National Educational Breakthrough and Limited Leadership Academy. And then after you complete that, you go to STAR, Strategic Tactical Assault and Advanced Rescue. So these are organizations, schools. You don't just get in to becoming powerful. Like, you have to go through a system.
I told you he got a thing for those acronyms. I told you.
I love acronyms, man. But Masego's failed. He's failed in public to the point people say mosquitoes are stronger than him. No one believes in him. His parents are basically saying, like, it's over, it's a wrap. But he keeps going. And what I love throughout all of this is that he finds out what it truly is to be bold. It's not just being bold and being strong, like I have to get my dream. It's more or less the fact, like in Rocky, that's how winning is done. How many times life is going to keep hitting you again and again and again and keep knocking you down and down. When you rise above it, that's your resilience. And I know that Black people, we all know it. From a cultural standpoint, most, in my opinion, and from historical standard, most resilient people on this planet. Like, we will go through so much and still come back and still have that super hot fire. Like, it'll just be like so amazing. And at the end of the story, when you get into the power system, I didn't want it to be chi or chalk or anything that exists already. The power system in this BOLDSAGA is called a mandla. That's the Isin word for power, because it's all about the words, man, and then the significance. In addition, that the other power that they have is webs, which is VVS, the vibrant versatile silk. So it's like they've got the web and they've got the whole power. And when the story continues, we'll see how the power connects, even in this aspect, because it's not enough just to say it. Like, you'll see adinkras all throughout the story. And these adinkras all have their own meaning. Like, this one is Fahodi, perfect for Black History Month. It means emancipation, freedom, and liberation. That one right there. And it's
people, you see, we told you we educate over here.
Exactly. And every chapter comes with educational pages. So you'll be learning about momentum. You'll be learning about the Mutapa Empire. You'll be learning about all the different things that are throughout the story. And everything is translated. So if they're like, Unguba, which is like, who is that in Isin Osa? It'd be like Igamalamingu. And then it will translate it like, my name is in Zulu. So no one's lost. I hate in movies where like speak Spanish. It's stupid. Just translate it. So no one is ever lost, and you always feel an amazing time. And there's coloring pages, and there's also activity pages. So you see crossword puzzles, you see match the adinkra, all these different things so that you're learning more about the culture. It's not just enough to experience Black excellence, it's more or less experiencing and understanding all the aspects of it. You get the full spectrum.
See, and that was going to be my next question was, is this something you can see? Because just reading it, I'm like, this is something that can be like in schools, you know, to kind of show children.
That was my question.
And then when you said activities and coloring books and crossword, I'm like, oh, yes, this definitely can be in schools and kids can learn about it, you know, kids of all type, of all backgrounds. But because once again, not learning about one's culture will make you ignorant.
That part.
So it's not enough to learn about American history. We need to learn about African American history. We need to learn about Black history. We need to learn about the things that are not spoken of or things that were hidden, you know, and that's on both sides. You know, as the crew knows, I've coined this year the year of truth, because things have been coming out the woodwork and nobody can hide it anymore. Yeah. And no one can hide it. Thank you, Cat Williams, for kicking that gate open. So seeing stuff like that. So was that your original idea to have this, like, so kid, not only just adults can read it and learn some stuff, but kids as well?
I made it like that because, like, when I read manga as a Christian and also watch anime, it's like some of the stuff is like it's sus. You know, hypersexualization of children, you know, overly demonic themes. Like, I want stuff that like my family could read, my kid when I have kids, you know, anyone can read that can just enjoy it. But even just making the story was a challenge in of itself, because this is the first time I actually released the manga. And then just even getting into it, had this major failure, felt like giving up. Black Sands had his 90-day book challenge, went through that, failed that. The pandemic happened, failed all my deadlines. My grandfather passes away. And I have to go back to the Caribbean to work on his funeral arrangement while still working on BOLDSAGA, which is why chapter 1, literally the first thing you see is the page where it says, days may be dark, but still don't give up. Because that's one of the things that he told me that I'll never forget. So it's like, all of this ties back into the aspect of resilience, of being bold, of just following and focusing on your dreams, because life is going to test you. What will you do in the face of that test?
That part. That part.
This is something worth everyone of every age to recognize, realize, and understand.
But I do like the fact that your narrative is that you're keeping it positive based. You're trying to keep it, and I get that with everything, with other stuff going out there, especially how other comics, anime, things of that nature, how they're displayed. You want to give it a different lighting, and we've been saying it on this. We've been saying on this show. You know, there is a spot for positive storytelling with an influence of history, because, like we said. Like we've been saying, not a lot of people know about Hossa. Not a lot of people know about Kemet. Not a lot of people know the literal volumes of history that they should know. But if you can do it in such a way and you combine it with good storytelling, I can already tell by talking to you, you got me beat on abbreviations. So I thought I had a lock on that, but sir, you got me with the Star Wars one. But no, that right there is where it works. It's just no other way I can say that. It just works.
Thank you.
So Lainey, you're an educator. What does this do for you?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm looking at it as a parent first, to be honest, because in the background, I'm seeing your characters, and when you just said coloring, that was where my mind went. I'm like, how is this gonna be translated for even younger kids to have access to? So when you said coloring or when you said activity, I said yes. Because, you know, I love to look for these things to have my daughter at this point. My daughter is loving reading. And I want her to keep on that. But I also now want to really tap into things that where she sees herself. You know, so I'm going to be looking for this to buy and just like share it with her. From an educational standpoint, I forgot which one of you guys said it, but you guys are right. Like, this is something that needs to be in schools. You know, that needs to be in all schools because again, this is not about just Black history. For us to understand how we get along as a world people, we have to understand what has happened before. And not a lot of us are trying to do that, and especially the napkins of the world are not trying to do that. And that's not just an American thing, that's a world thing. You know,
Mhm.
they don't want to understand our plight. They want to have our flavor, but don't want to understand our blues. So it's just like, I love seeing things like this come to the forefront. Like the little girl in me is excited. The mom in me is just so yes. Because like I said, I want to get this in front of my daughter.
Yes. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that because when we do actually have a coloring book, and in one of the pages you'll see stuff like this in it. I don't know how well it is. We actually have
That's what
Masego's
I'm
parents.
talking about.
Masego's parents are in his life. They tell him that they love him, and they're both in chapter 1 because we know how they like to do parents in animes and mangas. And the shirt that they're wearing says "Black Love
But I'm
Forever."
just happy to see both of them.
Right. That part.
Listen,
We are happy to see both.
I was just about to say, like, that's not something that, you know, is perpetuated, even though it's not, it is some people's um way of life. I understand that, but it's not everybody's. And there are a lot more of family units, whether it be extended family units, but there's a lot more family units than there are just single parents out there. Not saying it's not there, but there is a lot more family units, whether it be two families or extended families. We're here. We're here.
I agree.
But yeah, it's nice to not have the trauma situation attached to parents. That's nice. I know it's one of those things we find ourselves saying all the time. It's like every time we hear a new story, it's like what's wrong with the parents, or what's wrong with the mom, what's wrong with the dad, what's wrong with the
wrong with the
relative.
environment?
That's the other. Yeah, that's something else I noticed in the book. I'm like, both his parents are there. He's 15. Both his parents are there. And he's your typical teenager. His father wants him to get up, go to his job. His his mother is very supportive of what he's into and what he likes. So the structure is very much there, which is something you don't get to see a lot. And it's not a lot of books. Static is one book that does it. Your book does it. It's the Antagonist. That's another book that does the Black family dynamic. So, but generally you would get that one. You would always get those books where there has to be some level of trauma.
It's almost as if it's almost like there has to be a handicap. Like we don't need a handicap. Just give us just level out the field, and you can still give a good story. You could still make it, and you can still make it inviting. You can still make it worthy of reading. You don't have to handicap us. I mean, you already did enough in life. We don't need it in our books.
Because I like that you just said that, because I think that is what makes the publishing world go around, and that is the power of independent creators now, that they're able to put out these stories that do exactly what you're talking about. Because I feel like I'm seeing that more from independent creators than those who go through big publishing companies, because they don't want to put that out. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to see us succeed in every single way and still have a great story. Yeah. This is dope. This is so beautiful.
Like, you don't need to have your parents be the evil that you need to overcome. Like, we know that you can bump heads with your parents. They don't have to necessarily be the big bad before you become this great big hero. It's because for everybody else, once you leave the house, it's you against the rest of the world. Like the world is I don't want to say it's your enemy, but it's definitely your antagonist.
Yeah.
And when you come home, whether you have one parent or two, that's the person that's going to raise you, that's going to support you, and ultimately mold you to be, good or bad, the person that you're going to be.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. Finish.
It's not the world doesn't. The world does not stop at your doorstep. It's everything on the outside that also gives you character development, not just what's inside the house.
Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I love how and I think we're in an age now of comics where they're actually drawing our people with their actual hair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's not just a fro.
It's not
a round bubble.
No, right? Like I'm looking at like the
cornrows.
yeah, you know,
yeah.
like the way the mom is wearing the hair, and I'm just looking at the inking, and I'm like, look, this is natural. This is real.
My boy has a nice line. My boy has a nice line shape up with a nice hairstyle.
Thank you.
I cannot.
She
I
has
cannot
nice
tell
voluptuous lips and a big nose.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I can't tell you how much I appreciate that so much. Just because,
And
so
curves.
quote unquote artists out there have never been able to draw us right. But to actually see us, I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, you a fear is alleviated whenever I see us drawn the way we see ourselves, because that says a lot, that how artists see Black people versus our own people, how we see ourselves. And it's night and day. It's night and freaking day.
You're right, Bama. And the Killmonger locks. Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. Like when I draw the characters, and they're not gonna mess with the hair. I'm doing it myself. You know, Thanos was right. Sometimes you just have to do it yourself. So I would literally draw it to the point I feel like I'm literally taking like a clippers and because you'll see people with fades in the story. You see them with locks. Like one of my favorite drawings is this one, which is Amale. Like when you look at the hair, it almost looks
nice.
like it's right there in front of you.
Wow.
Texture. It does take a while, yes, but it's worth it.
I mean, it's comforting when you see it in comics. It's comforting when you see it being more prevalent in films like Monica Rambeau. Tiana Paris is wearing her hair, and it's natural, and it's gorgeous. And her mother, played by Lashana Lynch, same thing. She's wearing her hair. It's natural, and we're here for it. And you know, it doesn't have to be, oh, we don't know what to do with it, and have bad wigs.
Right.
We're not pointing fingers at folks, but
we can't say it.
That could speak for itself.
So it's very appreciative when you have the attributes and you have the looks, and you can literally see yourself, or that little girl sees herself, or that little boy sees themselves in these characters, whether it's live action, whether it's in the comic book medium, and they get to express themselves. They're like, wow, this person looks like me.
And that's all it takes. The representation, that part, just the whole, like I said, the whole experience, to where you are showing them themselves, but you're showing them a world where it's not a certain track that they're used to. That's the part I love about all this, and the fact that, like, that artist, the picture you just showed, I love the fact of how the density, the texture, and you're showing that from a 2D standpoint in a 3D environment. I'm like, that right there is all that's needed. But yeah, it's just I love seeing stuff like that, and that's what actually makes me want to say so badly. And again, Laney did point this out, that going independent may be the only route to actually get those types of stories out, to actually get that type of message out. Because let's be honest, most publishing companies are looking for TP. I say TP short for trauma porn, but that's exactly what they're looking for.
So, Tafari, you had a question?
Oh no, I was laughing at Kira because she was trying to be cute and sneeze off camera, but I saw.
I'm running boards and everything, so
I had to look away.
I'm looking down at her and laughing. She thinks I can't see her, but y'all carry on.
Will be Cinematic Assassin. What you got?
No, I just want to, I guess, echo everyone else's sentiments. The care and just level of detail that you put into the hair. I have a set. She's been locked for 2 years now, maybe a little bit longer. Damn near everywhere she goes, she's the only person her age hair locked, and not of this long. Like, you can tell, like, it's been a while, and she went through a whole thing of like, I don't want to do this no more. Like, please, can I? And it was when the Little Mermaid trailer first dropped. It's like, oh, wait, this is cool. Like, just like, and you know, it's something I take for granted as a man, something I take for granted as somebody that chooses to be bald because I'm lazy. Listen, me, Mike.
That's what that is. I'm like, I thought it was a fashion. For me, it's a fashion thing.
Well, but like, I didn't realize how impactful it actually would be for her, and so to know that there's more coming, more stuff out there that she can put her hands on, put her eyes on, and see herself. I thank you for that.
You're welcome, King. We need that. We really need positive, authentic representation, not no whack excellence where they're just trying to put in African culture and then just appropriate it and put on type of foolishness. We need authentic Black excellence. Even in chapter 3, there's literally, because I love hip hop, I literally wrote a song called Hakuna Matata, which is Swahili for no limits. I literally have the hat that says I got no limits. And I wrote the song and I put it in the chapter. Thank you. It's all the stuff that I'm wearing is actually available in the store, and it's in the books as well. So like the song is literally played throughout the story, so you actually see it in the chapter. And we're working on the full version. The preview is available right now because we need bars. Like Killer B can't be the only one rapping. Like, we need actual bars, man, and we actually need ciphers. We actually need the 5 elements of hip hop. Like you'll literally see it. Got the MC, DJ Morefire, and then DJ Easy Basso. Got the turntables and everything. Got the people bumping. Because we need that. It can't just be like Hypnosis Mike where there's hip hop, but there's no Black people and they're dancing like NSYNC. Like, who okayed this? Who okayed this?
I love the fact that you said the 5 elements of hip hop, and I'm like, yeah. There it is right there. You know, and you're including it's culture. It's culture in its vein. And God, we need that. Even Elizabeth agrees. She's like, yes, please. Like we need that. We don't get to see enough of that. You know, we don't get to see enough of it. We don't get to celebrate it enough, you know. So that's why, you know, that's why I would say we don't celebrate Black History Month. We celebrate it throughout the year, and we don't care who doesn't like it, because the fact of the matter is
it's not for you.
It's just not for you. And 90, and if you don't like it that bad, okay. 90% of the stuff ain't for you neither, because we made that, you know. So
you never thought in the making during the making of this.
we did not consider your unseasoning.
Just like y'all do, by the way, just like y'all do us, we are not a consideration in 90% of the stuff.
That part.
The feeling is mutual.
Say that needs to be on a shirt. That right there is a shirt. That right there is a shirt saying, Kira,
we are not your consideration.
I got y'all. I'll get it pressed this weekend.
So, where else do you see BOLDSAGA going? Because you obviously have the book, the activity book, the coloring book. You obviously have the merchandise. Where else do you see it going?
I see it going many places because we got the merch like Mbali.
Look at this.
And all that. Nice. That's one thing I've learned. They asked a millionaire how you become a millionaire. He said own every part of the process. The end goal is media franchise. Like Pokemon can't be the only one. One Piece can't be the only one. And I see it evolving. We already have the audiobook for BOLDSAGA Chapter 1. I narrated that, got the music. So when you actually see everything that you just showed, we got the music going behind it. Oh my gosh. It's an experience. It's a pure vibe. I see it expanding into animation. I see it expanding into more merch. And I also see it expanding into this. Super excited. Education. Because this book shows you how to make your own manga series cover to cover. Now, this is something that they never show us. What they will generally show us is this, you know. We've probably seen one of these before. How to draw manga, all this stuff. They don't show you how to do this, which is make your own book cover to cover. Like, who is the actual self-publisher? How do you actually copyright? Like, what is the point of a trademark? Like, where can you get infinite access to resources and things of that nature to make your book? You know, what happens when you only
This is
focus
crazy.
on just the art, not the business. And those characters are in BOLDSAGA. And he had to put the Black King, Black Queen on the cover with the other people on it as well. Because we got to showcase ourselves in our stories, and we have to help people. Because the biggest people on the planet, Shonen Jump, made a book on making manga. And they said there is no path. There is no way. You just copy and steal. I'm like, what kind of foolishness is this? It's a copyright infringement strike. That's $750,000 to $150,000 if you get caught. So it's like, no, there is a way. And it's just 7 steps, only 7 steps. And I can save you thousands of dollars and years of time. We going through how to write the book, how to get the ideas for the book, how to self-publish the book, how to market the book. And then afterwards, if you want to continue, we have coaching program as well. Self-publishing goldmine about how to make your story worth its weight in gold. Because I feel if our people, because 2 things I remember. Melissa Kimball said, this world does not move without Black creativity. And Isaac Hayes III said that literally there's nothing cooler on this planet than a Black person. It's a fact. It's a fact. You can hate it. You can try and take it. When you even look at One Piece Gear 5, that's literally from a book called The Sacred Drums of Liberation by Don C. Ohadike. So they love to take our culture, but you can't take it because it's in the blood, in the bones. Like, we are cool, period. End of story. So if we understand are cool and made it, you know how many billionaires and millionaires who crap? This is what I want to get into. We can't just be mangaka and just be shouting off people and drawing the Black version of Goku. Make your own. Make your own kings and queens. Like, that's what you do. Like, our culture is so cool. Should I even tell you? Even if you looked up the history of Kung Fu and you looked it up.
Yes.
Back far enough. And
Don't hurt them. Don't hurt them.
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
Oh my gosh. His name is on the tip of my tongue. But it's this man that made Kung Fu. It's an African man. When you really look it up.
If you reach back far enough,
Bodhidharma.
Yeah.
That's his name. When you look, someone is like the researchers of Kung Fu and Black people, like, it's so cool. Because it's your culture, man. It's literally
the basis of most Far East martial arts are based off that man.
I want to say one thing. I want to say the fit. The fit. It's giving Motherland. It's giving Power Rangers. It's giving Warrior.
It was giving Dora Milaje for me.
Man.
that took 2 weeks to complete that cover. I'm like, it has to be fire. It has to be so fire. It's undeniably fire. Like, it's Volcano at this point. Like, you can't say it's not hot. Like, you can't.
It looks, oh my God, it looks beautiful.
At the same time, you're not gatekeeping. You are pretty much saying, and I love that. I love the fact you're doing that. The fact that you are saying, look, I can't be, not only you showing how it's done, you're saying I can't be the only one. You're literally screaming it. I can't be the only one. If you can do it, here's how you do it, and go from there. So I love the fact that you are pretty much saying you can do it too, and that there needs to be more of us. And I love that message behind it. But I also got to throw and say on that picture, I said that's basically Killmonger if he had 2 parents and was accepted.
It's true. It's true. The orphan that doesn't, or the child that doesn't feel the love of the village will burn it down.
Yep.
African proverb is so true.
Yep.
So true.
Like we've had that conversation before. We said, now imagine if they just took that kid in,
right?
If they just took him in, his father dying literally was an accident. It was a knee-jerk reaction, but imagine if he had just took that child in, we wouldn't have had the issues.
No.
Oh my god, Euwarnii, this is dope. So shop.greatgale.com.
Yep, shop.greatgale.com. That's where you can get all the merch, all the books. We have even books, the coloring books. We have books teaching people how to speak Isin-Osa. A to Z. We even have books on Adinkra. We have that. We have devotional books that can help you. I am affirmations. Shawnee's flowers. Shawnee is there he is. Right. She's one of our favorite customers and fans, one of the favorite characters. So we have her merch. We have a book for her, and there's other books coming out as well. and all of that. And if you go to bold.greatgale.com, that's where you'll find our courses, because we literally have a course on your epic manga advantage, because one of the hardest parts of making manga is the drawing part. So I made a course showing you how I was able to go from like being behind like 6 to 7 months to catching up in 2 months on 2 books, which is chapter 3 and 4, using that system. How to beat AI art, as well as self-publishing goldmine. So we've got a bunch of different courses available, as well as merch, because we want to showcase Black excellence and help people step into going from just the consumer to the prosumer, the producer who also consumes.
And if you go to shop.greatgale.com, if you use the coupon, the coupon. You know, use the coupon. You get use the coupon. Use the word champion. You get 10%. The coupon. You use the word champion. You get 10% off. This is dope, man. This is like you've literally thought about now all the avenues and merchandise. Merchandising.
Boy, that New York coming out.
That's that yogurt. But you've thought about the merchandising. You've thought about including the kids, the adults, creating their own, you know, and dude, there's a lot to say about this. You know, because and then on top of that, you're not gatekeeping it. Because you often have people out there outside our community, a couple in the community too. They gatekeep the gifts, and that's not necessary, because like there's room at this table for everyone. The key is we have to build our own table.
Yep. Ooh, that's the name of the next panel I'm having on my podcast, Elevate With You podcast. It's literally called the Build Your Own Table panel, where we're showing people how to make their own table. I didn't even tell you that.
Apparently it's a gift I got. I don't know what's going on. I'm still waiting on the numbers though.
It's coming.
It's got to. But this is dope, like, because all of what you have, I'm in love with. The fact that I'm reading it and then I'm like, these acronyms caught me right off guard. But then I'm like, you're breaking down what certain words mean. So now I find myself trying to pronounce them. And then I'm like, am I learning? I'm learning, you know. It's giving me this is Schoolhouse Rock. I like it.
I'm just building Capitol Hill.
And then you added the crossword puzzles, the coloring, and then the way just seeing themselves, and it's not overcomplicated. The art is not overcomplicated. It's nice and clean. You know, you're mentioning characters that people are like, oh yeah, our people know who Shaka Zulu is. Our people know who Nazi is. Thankfully, you know, but there's so much more, you know, and you're giving them so much more. They were like, hey, it's okay if you like this book at this major company, but they keep restarting it. But what did you learn out of it?
That part.
That part.
What did you learn out of it? You know, when you talk about your walkabout, if you've read Black Panther, you know that's part of that. That's that rite of passage. You know, so when I see stuff like this, when I see this art, and I see the 7 steps to your dream, and I see the all of this stuff that you have set up for it, it's just like everybody can learn from us. And at the end of the day, that's the key. It doesn't matter your background at that point. You know, it's great if the person who's off color learns about it, but that means they respect it as well.
Ding ding.
Like, we've learned yours, now learn ours. So
it's like we're not gatekeeping. We're trying to help you, but you must. You know what it is? It's like making jollof rice for the first time. We will gladly show you the recipe, but you have to sit through the tutelage, because not everybody can make it by themselves in the first try.
Thank you for saying that, because I'm looking at his at his website, and you literally have like courses, like
Mhm.
masterclass courses, and you don't see that a lot.
The griot is getting ideas.
Period. You do not see that.
You
No,
don't. You don't.
But the fact of the ownership too is like when you sit there and said own every aspect. I didn't want to sit there and be like that right there is where you could just pretty much said, okay, plant the flag and call it a night. It's like own every aspect is exactly right, because you are teaching. You was like, there's so many lessons, and I know it's on purpose, and I love the fact that it's on purpose, that you're not teaching just our history. You're not just teaching our culture. You're like, okay, I'm showing you this, but I'm also showing you how I did this. But at the same time, I'm planning one message. The message I'm planning in the middle of all this is own it all. It's like it's great to work with people, but it's also good to own every aspect of it.
Yes.
And I love the fact that it's so subtle unless you actually point it out. That's why I'm like, I like the fact that message that you're putting out there is because of that. Is that you're saying it's own every part. So therefore, no one can sit there and say that, oh well, you did that. Well, he had this or he had that, and don't get me wrong, it's okay to have collaboration with others, but there's just something about 100% owning something that is basically your child.
That's right.
Exactly. You're so right about that, King, because there's this book, man, Blue Ocean Strategy, W. Chan Kim. A lot of times as creators that are Black and as creators in general, we keep fighting over red oceans, and it becomes a bloodbath where it's like, I gotta have a Black character with lightning hair, and he's gotta have the same haircut that they terribly gave Eddie in Tekken 8. Or like, you felt the pain the same way I felt it. It was a collective. But it's like, you don't have to be in the red oceans that they put us in. We can go into the blue oceans, where it's just a wide blue ocean, where we can just create our own stuff. And one of the best things I love out of that book is when he said, I don't fight with my competition, I work to make them irrelevant. When they're irrelevant, it doesn't matter anymore. You can do your own thing because we're in our own lane and our own ocean, not just a little stream. Ocean. That's what we need to get to.
No, you're right.
It's like Doom had it right all this time.
There is no competition. There are merely allies that do not know, but yet still consider themselves adversaries.
There it is.
I have a question because I don't want it to make it seem like I'm not paying attention. I know my head's been down. I've been trying to find an actual book to send people to read, or a place to cite sources about Africa, about Kung Fu's origins in Africa. Aside from your website, which I know is good, where can people go to or what books did you read in order to find out? Thank you. I know you had it.
English Dictionary by Aaron Fisher. What I love about this book is,
okay, so first off, I need
here we go. Oxford University Press. These are the best type of books to get, because once you start to do research on African culture, you're not just gonna Google it. It's not gonna be easily.
It's found. Not there. No. You saw my head down for how long?
I'm telling you, this stuff is not easy. Like to create BOLDSAGA Chapter 1 took 20 months, and most of the time was research. Like I've done so many days worth of research, weeks, months, I can't even count it. So finding physical books is a great source. If you can find anyone connected to the culture that's actually like has it, that's even better. Like if you can find their book, whether it's on eBay. I love that even from Russell Brunson. You always be buying books. If you can find the original source physical book, that's the best thing. For Kung Fu and finding about Bodhidharma, I remember finding it on a site. I don't have that off the top of my head, but if I check, I might be able to find something. But I've gotten books on Amazon as well. You might be able to find a book on Amazon. But yeah, print might be more helpful. Digital, you might be able to find it. But I like to take our stuff away from digital. So
it's not. Why would you put this up here for everybody to see point blank? No. You got to come to the house to get this. It's ain't available everywhere.
Come here.
I was gonna say you probably got a better chance there, because I had to tell people, especially on the martial arts side, there are a lot of reference books that can be found at your local libraries, unless they're on that banned books list. You can find them there. There's one I want to say, Origin of Martial Arts, the Real History. I forgot the artist's name, the author's name already. That's another one.
I saw that in my search.
Okay, so you got that one. Okay, good, because that's another one too.
Your processes remind me when I was in high school, and we had a teacher by the name of Mrs. Lockley. Her initials were JL. It was Justine, and we never knew her middle name, but we used to call her Justice and Liberty. Little skinny old black lady, but didn't take shit from anybody. And she was also our history teacher. And so when it came to the parts of Africa, and as you know in history books, they only give you a fraction, not even a fraction of information. But she literally one day in class said, you know what? And she slammed that book shut. She said, you know what? Let me tell you about Africa, because this book isn't going to show you. And then she went further and she says, and I'm going to do you one further because I know they won't let me do this as a full class. She ended up setting it up to where we can come in after class, after school, and learn more in-depth Black history, not outside of Martin, outside of Malcolm. I'm talking about Marcus Garvey. I'm talking about stuff they did. I'm talking about all the civil rights leaders. I'm talking about the tribes in Africa and the dynasties, Kemet, all of it. She covered as much as she could possibly get in 1 year.
Nice.
And that's dope.
That's why we called her Justice and Liberty. She was like, she fought for us. It was even though it was a predominantly Black high school, she fought for us. Like it was. There was no skipping Miss Lockley's class. Let's put it that way. Even if you wanted to, you didn't want to, you know. So it's like if I skipped this class, she gonna call my parents. Like I want to see your parents. She was that type of woman. So you know, rest in peace. But I didn't see her again until after I graduated. I didn't see her again until like maybe 5-6 years later, and she was sharing a hospital room with my grandmother. And all I know is I'm in there visiting my grandmother, and I'm just talking to her, and it was me, my mother, and my brother, and she was like, yeah, you know, we was talking about you, and I'm like, my mother was like, who? She was like, oh, me and my roommate, you know, and she was like, yeah, and she was like, yeah, when I mentioned your name, she knew you, and I'm like, huh? Look over, and she was like, yeah, I was wondering when you was gonna turn around. I'm like, oh no.
That's a scary moment. It's like, oh, I've been talking to your teacher. Why are you talking to my teacher in the you start to remember everything you did, like, oh shit.
It's a good thing I was good in your class. But yeah, so when you have that level of passion like you have, and you have the avenues, like there's no reason why you can't learn anything. And I think this is something that we're trying to get a lot of schools, and Lainey, I think you can agree. There's a lot of schools that you fight to get certain things in. And just like, no, these kids need to know this stuff. You know,
I mean,
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I thought you was finished. My fault. No, I agree with you because like, before I was a dean, I was a social studies teacher, 7th and 8th grade, and other than Martin for Civil Rights and Rosa, and other than the Underground Railroad, we talk about any Black history is just not there. So a lot of times I just had to pull in other sources, you know. As a dean now, when I think about, you know, doing Black history, some of the things that we've done in the past, I used to say that we're doing Hidden Figures, and we're not doing the movie, but the thought process behind the movie's title. You know what I'm saying? I do not want y'all to talk about Martin. I do not want y'all to talk about Rosie. You're always going to hear about them. Give me people that we haven't heard from yet. Give me people from Africa. Do not just go with the regulars, because you're always going to hear about them. You know, it's something that is, no matter what, this is predating the current, you know, anti-critical theory or the current banned books theory or whatever. They just don't have it. They don't want to have our history. They don't want to see us. You know what I'm saying? So if we're not doing it.
Not just that. They don't want them
to see them. Right. The fact that it's like two certain places we can't say that are currently having that same issue right now.
Bama will answer one of those answers.
Apparently, the ancestors got a root out on DeSantis. Just give it time.
I think that's the consensus for the black community. It's just like, oh, you doing that?
Look, a tree falls in your house the day after you leave. That's just a missed hit.
Yeah,
man. All I got to say is somewhere along the nature slept in on that day. It's like, bruh, you had a time and a date.
It's like, no, we were supposed to. Don't worry. Now they scared, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay, now we get them. No,
but that's really what all the hurricanes are. It's just the ancestors like, y'all need a bit of a bath. Just wash off the
So I'm
waiting. Y'all non-washed off haven't. I'm sorry.
What do you mean you don't wash your legs?
Spark.
Oh my god.
What do you mean you don't take a
I'm sorry.
Cap.
All right.
I'll stop.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Wednesday
Thank you. I'm about to say, a couple of years ago, they went through the we don't bathe every day, and we're all like collectively us non-Africans like, what are you talking about? Y'all don't bathe every day. Like
that was the one.
Wait, I got one better. No, we know.
that was the one time we as a people. This is where I believed in two things when that happened that day. One, there is a force among all of us as our essence, and two, we all felt it at the same goddamn time.
Damn right.
Oh man. So, Euwarnii, where can people find you and find your book?
Perfect. Well, you can follow us at GREATGALECO at Great Gale Co. We are on Instagram, YouTube, Clubhouse, Fanbase, WeKinfolk. And in addition to that, you can find our books at shop.greatgale.com. You can get our hats, our merch, bold.greatgale.com. That's where you can find all of our courses, our coaching program to show you how to create your books faster. And in addition to that, if you go to greatgale.com/steps, you can get this book, which is 7 Steps to Creating a Dream Manga Series, plus bonuses worth over $1,200. Right there on the site. greatgale.com/steps. Who else you know can give you how to make manga plus $1,000 in value?
Jesus. You just gave a word, dropped some bars, gave some knowledge.
I got you on Fanbase.
Everywhere, so you can check them out. Great Gale Co. on IG. You can also go to shop.greatgale.com. Get that 10% off by typing in that word champion. We will be right back. We got some news for you. Boy, did they not win this week. Jesus Christ.
It's been a day.
It has. We will be right back.
Running low on energy, long days and even longer nights. Tired of all the other energy drinks and bars promise you a lot and never delivering? Need to make it through work, but want a product that can keep up with your busy lifestyle? Want no longer? Try Chef's Chocolate Salty Balls. The balls that are so smooth and with a load of nutrients and vitamins to really get you up and bouncing off the walls. Made with all natural ingredients and healthy junk to satisfy even the pickiest eater. Chef's Chocolate Salty Balls are sold everywhere where you buy your junk. And now, for those who want that extra kick in the butt, comes Chef's Heavy Duty Chocolate Salty Balls with 120% more caffeine than the leading brand. Disclaimer, this product has not been approved by the FDA or World Health Association. Warning, this product is not intended for consumption by children, elderly people, or women who are pregnant or may become pregnant. You might even get pregnant.
Blurred's Eye View is a proud affiliate of Otaku Noir. Use the code Blurred's Eye View for 10% off on all items. With a different nerd-themed box filled with items made by talented blurs across the country, you surely will not be disappointed. Go to otakunoir.com. Otaku Noir, the #1 blurred mystery box company. So like clockwork,
What one
that's
is it?
that slick son of a gun did it again. Who's that lady?
Yeah,
Back for break.
you're good.
That slick son of a gun, Mr. What he goes by, Mr. Reynolds. He likes to call himself by his wife's last name, of course. Surprised us in due course with the Deadpool trailer. Now it's not called Deadpool 3. No. It's called Deadpool and Wolverine. At which point we were hoping for that. I mean, it's no secret. We were actually rooting for that title. And lo and behold, wasn't disappointed for it to be a teaser. So we are going to look at it right now. Guess what we're not going to do, people? Because there's been some thirst out there. Jesus Christ. We still got till July.
They've already that machine has already started.
What day does it drop in July?
July
25th.
25th. So here we are, Deadpool and Wolverine. Here's the teasers.
That might have to be the DreamCon pre-party hangout.
Yep.
Happy birthday to you. Yes.
All right, okay. It's been a challenging few years, for sure. But I'm happy. That is because of each and every one of you. I'm the luckiest man alive.
Make a wish, buddy.
Wade Wilson? Who's asking? Whoa, 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 whoa. Supposed to be scary? Pegging isn't new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney.
Mr. Wilson, you appear to have soiled yourself while unconscious.
I wasn't unconscious. Who are you? Why am I here?
Walk with me. Wade, you are special. This is your chance to be a hero among heroes.
I smell what you're stepping in, Sensei. Your little cinematic universe is about to change forever. I'm the Messiah. I am Marvel Jesus.
God, please! Oh my God! God, I love this part. Wait!
Don't just stand there, you ape. Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Lively. Thank you very much.
They told him at the Super Bowl, go see the rest online. We ain't paying the Swifties that damn much.
He released that. I was following his page, and I'm like, "You didn't disappoint. Thank you, good sir." By the time I posted it up, it was already running. It was like 5 minutes had passed, and then the Super Bowl people started showing it. I'm like, "Too late. It's too late."
It's like once it was out there, what more can be done? It's like, and here comes the tinfoil hat community.
Oh Lord.
Man, they didn't disappoint. Oh, did you see this? 71 Easter eggs found in trailer, sir.
Go outside.
Just go outside.
Y'all are the reason to keep leaking Photoshop set photos. So,
I wouldn't even say I wouldn't even say touch grass anymore. How about just sit inside a Waffle House and enjoy humanity for a little while? That's what I want you to do. Go be around other people.
I do appreciate the fact that he has a much brighter suit. It's obvious. It's a brighter suit. This is definitely they're definitely going R. This is an R-rated one. Back.
I mean, that was our first F-bomb in a Marvel trailer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like it's funny because they glitch it out in the subtitles, but I'm like, but he still said it.
He still
You
said
know?
it. Who are you hiding it from? I also want to go on record by saying I said my pegging joke the week before. That's all. I beat him.
You did. It's on record. You did.
Yes.
But it is predictable. I was like,
the minute he said it, I'm like, we're here now. We're good. We're fine. He's gonna be fine. He's fine. It is. You know, I'm surprised people weren't too up in arms about not seeing Wolverine. I said we've been seeing him for a year. I don't understand. I don't understand.
You've been bombarded with fan-made trailers and everybody else. It's like, just wait. All you gotta do is wait. That's it. Not even that freaking long. Just wait.
365 million views in 24 hours.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's that means you get a view a day. That means one view a day for the entire year. So, but I like the fact that he recognizes Wolverine and he says, "Why don't you help me, you big ape?" And realizes, "Oh no, it's not the one you know."
Like, sir, that is weapon X.
That is like, oh, never mind. I don't need that much help.
For those,
I mean, what if it's just Deadpool running through the MCU, like accidentally effing up at other times?
That is the theory. That is
just pissing off other variants.
1000% Deadpool kills the Marvel fucking universe. There's no, I don't care. And if it's not, I will write a letter. There's no way it's not that.
I just want to see how the Fox logo, how does the Fox logo end up in the desert? That's just what I need to see.
You know what it is? I think that's where they're gonna have that's gonna be a Juggernaut reference joke. I'm just waiting for it. That's what I think it's gonna be.
I need to go back and watch Deadpool 2 because there's a scene that cracks me up every time where he's in the mansion talking about the X-Men and the X-Men are hiding in the library looking at him, just like, and Beast is slowly closing the door.
How come I never see you guys?
Huh? It's just like, oh, he's like where is everyone? And just like he's closing the door.
It's almost like no one's here. It's like you couldn't afford. It's like Fox News. It's like Fox couldn't afford all the cameos.
So Assassin, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna be clear to those longtime listeners. It starts tonight. I said it, and I continues to deliver.
He's not lying. Our year of truth started a little early.
Do we talk about the obvious Easter egg at the end?
That shit was not obvious.
The Secret Wars magazine.
The Secret Wars.
Oh yeah,
kind of caught it.
They seen that
Because like the fact that it was just the only thing laying next to him, I'm like, that one was kind of on purpose.
So there's two things that's actually laying to him. It's the Secret Wars. It's Jonathan Hickman's run on Secret Wars, and the Secret Wars number 5, and it's the cover of Dr. Doom and the Molecule Man, Owen Reese. And then there's a bottle of the drink that was in the Incredible Hulk that starred
soda,
yeah. So that the same soda that Stan Lee was drinking and got sick of. By the way, that doesn't mean we're getting a CGI Stan Lee. We're going to stop that right now. That's not happening.
I hope not. That doesn't need to happen.
But if it means that we get, what if we get Edward Norton?
Oh, that'll never happen.
He only got to be on that set for a day, and they could do a lot in a day.
All I gotta say, for all that finagling that he would have to do to get Norton and Marvel and Disney to all see eye to eye, that's a lot of finagling.
I will say there was a lot of post-production. There's a lot of post-production that happened because in the scene where he's looking at the TVA screens, in one of those screens, it's Deadpool wearing the tuxedo accepting a Grammy. And that just happened. That just happened, like for Wrexham, for him and McElhaney, what they did for their documentary series. That just happened. I'm like, oh yeah, y'all just do this shit in here. Like, like 2 weeks.
I'm hoping for like either a writers or an actor strike joke where they just stop mid-production and just leave.
That would be funny.
Oh my god!
All right, everybody, cut. Get out. What,
Wait,
we're back?
wait.
Okay.
That'd be. Wait, what happened? Writer strike.
Oh.
It would be the most meta thing, non-MCU meta thing to put in.
And then he says, "What in the ass?" Okay. I like what he said. It's just like I'm like it's original.
Well, what if the so in Loki did they just put Elias to sleep or did they get rid of him? I was never fully.
Oh no. They never really got Elias. They never got rid of Elias.
Nah.
So is this
the other Lokis held him at bay?
Yeah.
Okay, that's we never really saw him do
yeah.
that.
Ravonna Renslayer was facing off with him at the end of Loki. That's the last. But you didn't see it, but you seen the purple. Yeah.
What if she pulls up like riding on a lion or something towards the end?
I would. I mean, anything's possible. This is Deadpool we're talking about.
That's when you know Deadpool has severely. That's how you know Deadpool and Loki are gonna have a conversation.
Yeah, I was like, is this a post-season 2 TVA? Because he's not arrested technically. He's like recruited.
No, because they would have pruned him right off rip.
That's true.
So they need him. They're just like, you know what? We allowed you this, but there's just we need you to do something. And nobody else can do it.
The hair. Just lose the hair and we can talk.
Let's not forget Cable's bound to show up again.
Oh, I'm so mad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I hope everybody in the beginning. I hope that's not just cameos in the beginning. I hope they actually like are seen throughout.
Yeah,
I would have to think so.
I need Domino. I need Domino.
I need Colossus and
I don't think she's coming.
I need Zazie Beetz Domino. No, because it's funny because that whole scene in Deadpool 2, the car scene, the truck scene, and then they crash and the Juggernaut is released. And you know, because she's Domino, she survived the wreck, and she's looking, and Deadpool's facing off with Juggernaut, and she stops and she's like,
and slowly slips off.
Listen,
if that ain't the blackest thing I've seen,
that part.
If not my job was a description at that moment, that was nope.
It's like I am not pushing my luck on this one. There's just no reason.
Do y'all think Deadpool and old girl are still together? Because there's something in the way she says "Make a Wish, buddy."
Yeah, I thought that.
It sounds
nah. I think it was just a sugar time.
Wait,
yeah,
she's dead. She didn't come back.
No, technically brought her back. He brought her back.
Everything with the watch at the end of the second movie.
Yeah,
he did save her. He did save her using the watch at the end.
Yeah,
right. I forgot.
Yeah, he saved her, and I'm thinking, did he save her, and was her fate even worse? Because
there you go.
That's what some people are saying.
Got into it.
It's the Doctor Strange dilemma. Every time you save her, it gets worse.
Okay, wait. Who the fuck is the guy in the goddamn cloak with the goddamn gray ass fucking face mask on? Because
nobody knows. But I tell you who is not. It ain't doing.
That's what Jay said, because I was going crazy. I'm like, oh my god, it's Dr. Doom. He's like, it's not Dr.
It's not Doom.
Because I think he's just fodder. Because it looks like there's a couple of them out there, so I don't think it's anyone specific.
Gary,
I gotta guess, but I gotta guess, but it's too close to X-Men.
I mean, Pyro's there. So.
Mayhem. I heard you.
But if Taylor Swift is in there, if Taylor Swift is in there as Dazzler, this has been a great NFL promo season.
I need this.
Oh, there's a Taylor Swift reference somewhere in that movie, somewhere. It's like I've always been a Swiftie. It's like I can see that. At the same time, it's like
I would be sick of it, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let it go because it's you, Deadpool. It just makes sense.
Man, Deadpool has technically been doing orange portal things before we knew of a TVA. So,
but I'm still trying to figure out how they got Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom doesn't use weapons like that. That's the part that killed me. I'm like,
they saw the mask and got trigger happy.
They seen the mask, the hood.
I can't lie, I did.
The cloak and some green components, and like, oh, it's still. I'm like,
if you would have told me if they were like pruned minions of his or something, I would believe it. But even then, just tell me they're from another reality somewhere.
Okay. Didn't he use Oh, you know who I'm thinking of? I think I'm thinking of the oh God, not the Justice League. What was the villains in the opposite of the Justice League?
Gary
Oh,
Oldman.
you kind of lost me on that one.
You mean
No,
the,
I know
you talking about the end? You talking about the
I
Legion?
know
Either
the
the
League of
Legion,
Villains?
either the Legion,
Legion
dudes
and
or-
Legion of Doom. That's who I'm thinking
Okay.
of in that grand scheme of things, like those kinds of contraptions. I think that's where my old head is at.
I do appreciate the fact that when he sees Cap on the screen that he's saluting. So it's
Yeah,
just
that
like,
was pretty cool.
he
He's
knows.
on brand.
It's like,
Some people think the snowy part he's in Avengers too, like with the opening credit scene.
No, he didn't flash back to it.
yeah,
He flashed back to when they were in Sokovia.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, is he going to save Quicksilver? I've said, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No,
we
he's
got
gonna steal
we got
I
several
hope
months
not.
to go.
He'll steal the Tesseract from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and make it make sense that it was there in Sokovia in the first place.
Y'all
So-
asking a lot of these writers. I'm just saying right now.
I don't care what they do. I will sit and laugh.
Hey,
and
if it was Madame Mask, I wouldn't be mad. Madame Mask makes more sense than Doom. But
Yeah.
I digress.
He saves Quicksilver and then cancels Craven.
Dang, not Mary. Really, Mary cancel save?
Lord.
Imagine they pull out the Green Lantern suit and he gets pruned immediately. We're not doing that.
Nope. We're not. Nope.
No.
I took care of that already. Nope.
Your own franchise didn't want you, so no.
Let's leave the animated suit back where it belongs, in the trash.
So, speaking of, since we're staying in the superhero form, we also got the second half of Invincible season 2.
Yeah.
They coming for all the cards on this one, man.
We're not the best superhero team on the planet. We're a family. And like any family, we're all messed up in our own unique way.
We go around saving lives while ruining them at the same time. We will rebuild more. Count on that.
Your people must need your strength.
I'm sure they got it covered.
Behold, omnipotence tremble before my unlimited power!
To the space again. What? I just got back. We got a ship full of those Sequid things coming in hot. If they get their tentacles on Earth, they'll be pulling our strings forever.
We told you we were too powerful.
We're all bugged. Mere moment on Earth turn you into a weak, sentimental traitor. Answer me!
What's the occasion?
Daddy!
I'm visiting an
Oh
my
God!
It's good to be home.
What in the hell?
Double daddy.
It's getting cold. Your family's legacy is blood.
Oh!
This is over.
I'll never let anyone ever hurt my family! Ah!
I'm sorry.
Nice.
Okay.
Did it not
I'm
bring
so glad
you
that like three
cheese?
of us was like in the same thought process. Like, oh
All I'm gonna say is the person who they didn't show beating him to a pulp. I know that ain't who I think it is, and if it is,
it's not his daddy.
It's
that's-
not
I know
his
it's not.
daddy,
And
but,
if that's who I think it is, Death by Snoo Snoo about to have a whole new meaning.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
You know, once I saw Hero Gasm, I knew how far Amazon would take it. Don't ask me why I think this is going to happen, but when they get to that part, it's going to be an X-rated version of when.
I think they.
Well,
I
go
think they. I think they may go full in. I think it might be a full on into it because how the comic went.
Which by the way, as far as mainstream comic books go, still touted as the best comic book that was out there.
Yeah,
just found the
and
compendium.
they didn't lie. They had a story to tell, and they told it, beginning, middle, and end. And I'm like, y'all did that. Most books get canceled. You
It's
know,
funny.
or
If you look in an old episode of King of the Hill, Bobby Hill is reading an Invincible comic.
Yeah,
it stretches across it spans across everything.
but
It spans.
but still,
just
Bama.
wait.
no,
Don't
Bama,
do it, dude. Don't do it,
Bama, go
Bama.
back
Don't
to
do
our last interview and watch Futurama. You'll get it.
You'll
No,
get it.
I can fully see them because they like to go overboard with some of the stuff from the comics. I can fully see that being that same scene with the mix of you know when Broly was stomping Goku and he just kept making the crater bigger.
Oh my god!
It'll be a mix of those two into. Look, at least Amber got there first. Good for her.
Not according to some, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so all I gotta sit there and say is consent, consent, consent.
Oh Lord.
But yeah,
Right.
it's obviously gearing up to look like a great second half of the second season, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it because it was a fantastic book.
Yeah,
fantastic book. Like I got mad when I missed the issue, and I'm like, I need that. I need my stuff now.
And the upcoming fight post that when I'm just the upcoming fight post
Can we get to the first episode before you I want to read the comic too. Can I live?
I didn't say it.
I'm just being humorous and vague with it. I'm letting your imagination run, but yeah, I don't know the full story. I just know that part that's coming up along with I guess his dad's on trial now.
Yeah.
Well, he done fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
He
was given a job and he didn't complete said job.
Mark is better than me. Once he said fight like a Viltrumite, once he said fight like a Viltrumite, old girl would have to get got. I'm not getting shanked with your damn hair. Like he just let that happen.
So we got another pleasant surprise today.
Can I shout out the daddies?
Do your thing.
Was Sterling K. Brown and
Giancarlo Esposito. And
which one is he playing again?
It don't matter.
That part.
It's just they pack so many voices in the trailer. I don't catch. I recognize, but I don't catch who's who all the time.
It's an intense packed cast. It's just a packed cast.
I don't know his name. I know he's one of the Viltrumites. And also shout out to Sterling K. Brown, Mutant Daddy. Now,
isn't Phil the Steve Harvey for Viltrumite?
Yes, he was.
Yes.
Yes, he was.
It's funny because if you look in the comic, he's like this super jack dude, and they were just like, "Nope, Family Feud." And even after that fight, I was like, "He's not dead." Like for a race of brutes, y'all don't double tap at all. Y'all like to walk off and then not. When dude came back holding his own intestines, it was like yeah, you way to go. You fully
like this wasn't enough. You need to go the full Monty. You need to go you need to crush skulls, release spines. You need to take things away.
Dude, he took old girl's jaw.
Yeah,
once I saw he broke his spine, and then he sounded like a YouTuber trying to plug his books at the end. I was like, I guess there's a secret in there somewhere about how to beat Viltrumites.
Look, you reading that book, you have to. It isn't just beat down. You have to beat them to death.
Yeah,
atomize, I believe is the
damn near atomize them. Decapitation does not kill them. Surprisingly,
like
really?
there's only a few people that can face off with a Viltrumite. Another Viltrumite, Alan the Alien.
Yeah, I'm glad to see he's alive because I didn't expect us to get Megatron by Optimus Prime.
Yeah, and then one who didn't make it, but my cards was betting on him was Battle Beast.
Oh, they had to keep it around for some odd reason.
Yeah, so
I Am Weasel left that man holding his own intestines. So
the pleasant surprise that we got today wasn't just those two trailers, but it was they released. See, Marvel been on they was just like, oh, Beyonce,
hold my beer,
hold this beer. You thought
That's
Sunday
right.
was we about to give it to you. We got the
everybody
trailer
came to play this week.
Yeah, we got the trailer for X-Men 97, and my God,
it starts to
go ahead, Will.
And the action figure on the right.
Finale of X-Men next Saturday morning. Check your local listings.
I'm grateful to have the chance to say goodbye. I am proud of you all, my X-Men.
Fate lies in our hands now.
I'm gonna rewatch this.
I need to watch it.
We have to stay vigilant. The professor entrusted us with his dream.
No matter how dark it is, we must believe in each other.
We get this done by working together as a team.
Jeez, Bub, keep buzzing in my ear.
Heads up!
To me, my X-Men.
Magneto.
Okay.
The last will and testament of Charles Xavier. Everything he built now belongs to me.
Listen, hold on.
Yes.
Shout out to Magneto and the Garnier Fructis.
Black Maybelline.
Yes.
The Garnier Fructis.
He been in Krakoa eating the good fruit.
Right.
You go to the goodie bag at the Hellfire Gala, gets you right. Just
He said the Garnier Fructis. Yo.
No, that's thanks to Storm. She keeps the frizz down. She keeps the humidity to zero.
Dang. You're gonna need this, Eric.
Now with the locks on point, as you sit there and say, "Yeah, so I'm taking over the mansion now."
he's got to hit a hair flip one time. Just
you would think, or that imaginary wind that just comes through, they just have the hair flowing.
The soft wind tunnel.
Look at Euwarnii. He was just like, yeah, they do.
Fuck around, you gonna put a man bun on you? Stop playing.
95 baby who didn't have proper access to this show. So is Cyclops in charge now?
Yes.
For now.
So can we talk about how the leader of the X-Men is Sukuna and Tengen from Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen?
So many people. So in the original run of X-Men,
the voice actors for Tengen and Sukuna.
Yeah. So the original run of X-Men, they were leading you to believe that Cyclops was soft, right?
They would say she's soft.
He's soft for Jean, but when it came to action,
He's about to smoke.
he had that ring on him. He's like, yeah, I don't like Logan around my girl, but put us in the fight. I'm just saying.
This was the Cyclops that talked shit to Rogan, and that's the one I'm like, okay, I respect you. even Logan had no respect of him.
Like it's just Cyclops really is not. He really read any of the comics. He's really not that. He's not soft. Like we joke with him when it comes to him and Jean, but when it comes to anything else,
when Jean
he got that dog in him. He got that dog in him.
When Jean died and what he did to old boy, that full on blast just to prove a point.
Look, he pulverized Mr. Sinister at one point. Like he was like, you know what? I'm sick of you. And
really,
yeah,
full.
Yeah,
when he
full blast. He was just like when B said, "We need to get out of here now."
No, it was bad afterwards when Logan was like, all Logan was said was "damn." He's
like, "Oh boy had it in him all the time." Okay. He's like, "Oh boy had it in him all this time." This is amazing. But yeah, the Cyclops got that dog in him.
What I need Marvel to capitalize on, keep giving us more of, is these Marvelverse esque like team up moves. Cause like
that's what it looked like. It was like some Ultimate Alliance type shit.
Yeah, the power in his claws.
and Gambit jumps on his back and then
I was like, yes. I was like, yes. Team.
No, but
that's the movie.
But it's nasty.
That's the movie that we wanted. That's the Wolverine and Gambit come together. Situation that we wanted to see.
Man, maybe Deadpool will give us Channing Tatum Gambit. He might come through.
No,
I just need to see one fastball special. That's all I need to see. Just see Colossus and just take Wolverine. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna throw you at them. It's like, wait, what?
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Then what Bama said, if these people are coming back, could we see some of the other tie-in shows? Like, could we see Spider-Man return?
Yeah, like watching Spider-Man cuss out Madam Web, like literally like gold.
Don't you ever talk to me again.
The hell off.
The 94 animated series, I could see that.
I could see them maybe not going for a full spin-off, but teasing who people will get a better response from to see maybe we should.
I mean, he showed up before. He has shown up.
Yeah.
Before.
So like when they had it wasn't Disney XD, it was like Jetix. They had the X-Men cartoon, but they would only show like tie-in episodes to whatever's coming out. So
for the original X-Men run, he actually showed up at the mansion.
So they showed the crossover episodes. They showed those whenever like a new Toby movie was releasing, and when I know when X3 came out, they ran the entire like Phoenix saga, but they never ran the show like consecutively. Only if there was like a movie coming out and there was like a relative episode. So
when his mutation took over. When the mutation started going a little bit extreme, it turned to a man spider.
I
remember that one.
That was what wild times.
Yeah, Disney never showed that show start to finish. They just used it as like a promo.
And I will stand on the hill that for the animated version of Spider-Man, that Mary Jane, she was toxic. I'm sorry, but she had Lois Lane energy from Christopher Reeve days. Like I'm gonna throw myself out the window just to see if you're actually Spider-Man. Why would you do that?
Was it really bad during that one episode where Green Goblin had her hooked up to explosives and said you could either save the city or save her, and it had like 30 seconds left? Did it feel bad that he kind of hesitated for a split second, like we just had an argument, and you know what?
The little microchasms that you remember.
That's really why he was mad at when he had the black suit. That's really why he was yelling at Shaka like that. He was still mad at her.
Oh man, when that version of Peter Parker was going off, he was going off. I'm like, he does lit it out. Okay, because in the comics I haven't seen him lit it out that much, except with Wilson Fix knows what that feels like. But to actually see him cuss people out like he's pissed, like y'all, you know how your mom finally drops the F-bomb and you're just like, don't go in the room, don't go in there.
Death is afoot.
So who else in that show kind of crossed into that realm, or did they have crossover? Because I know they had a bunch of shows back then, but they all didn't like tie in. So
oh man,
what stories did they leave open? Who else could possibly pop up?
Well, for Spider-Man, it was what? Punisher, Daredevil, Blade. X-Men, and I know I'm missing one.
Is Iron Man a crossover in that time? Or no?
He did pop up.
He did pop up, yeah.
He did pop up. He popped up. So it was they were trying the crossovers, and at that for its time they did well. Although that version of Spider-Man, they did multiverse first. He's like, I'm the Spider-Man who did this, and I'm the armor Spider-Man. It was like, how'd you build that? And
you gotta do is the Spider-Verse of Madam Web, and Madam Web was about as
useful,
as unconventional as Madam Cleo was on those late night commercials. That's how bad it was.
If you saw that movie like Valentine's Day, your relationship.
You look back now, Madam Web on Spider-Man cartoon,
Fantastic Four
was giving Light Miguel energy. It's like Miguel is just like, I want you gone. Madam Web was like, no, you have to go through this. You don't understand. Miguel was like, no, they're gonna die. And they're going to like it. I don't care what you say.
I see why Ace Vane got so many jokes.
Yeah. To preserve the time.
Yeah, I didn't know Charles died at the end of that series. I've never seen, as much as people talk about the show, I've never seen that.
I was waiting. I remember that. I was waiting. I'm like, nah, he's with Lalandra. You're like, he's with
that
Lalandra.
child. You know what it is? It's that childhood trauma. Like we don't want to admit that we saw Optimus Prime die. We don't want to admit when Charles Xavier died. It's those episodes you don't want to admit that actually happened, but it's like I can't. I was crying in my Cocoa Puff cereal when that happened. I cannot talk about that.
That was a quiet weekend in our neighborhood with Optimus. That was just a quiet weekend. Like kids didn't come out to play or nothing.
I see we're kind of loving I see we kind of moving in this whole CG direction. It kind of reminds me somewhat of the small Marvel animes that nobody watched but us.
Marvel animes. You mean like the Wolverine one?
Yeah.
Wolverine, X-Men, Iron Man, Blade. And they had like a big
first 5 seconds. I was like, what the hell is this one?
They were actually pretty interesting. Like Charles and the whole having a kid and a twin sibling and doing that. They did that Wolverine story before the movie did.
Mm-hmm.
They just were on G4, so nobody saw them.
Or G4.
That's when G-Force was going downhill.
Yeah,
they had an interesting title. They just did not market it well. But
no, they didn't. They didn't.
I'm kind of seeing that. I'm seeing a mix of like that and like what if. And I see people complaining, but I'm like, if it's easier for them to do, or if it works, it works.
Yeah,
some things work better in animation than they do in live action. Let's be honest.
So there's like this whole thing against CG animation, though. And that's what people have the biggest gripe about.
We don't want Skynet.
CGI works when it's done correctly.
Exactly.
You can't shortchange it and you can't overdo it. This is why the Star Wars prequels didn't age well. Story wise, they did fine. Yeah, or the re-releases. Story-wise, they did fine. But when you look at them like on TNT or anything, you be like, this. It was CGI in its infancy,
mm-hmm.
And they were just using it.
See, here's the thing: you have the prequels, and then you have Mordok and Quantumania.
Yeah, that starts to become that. Then that you have so you have CGI in its infancy, and then when you get to Ant-Man, you get we're just going to shortchange the VFX artists and overwork them. So there was the beginning, and then there's the end, because that's got to be the end,
right?
Because in the middle we were fine,
but
it wasn't bad.
It's like taking the $6 million man and then going to order your parts from Wish
or Temu.
Yeah, but I just think all the mutants have been cooking with seasoning and quiet, and I'll take it.
Yeah,
right.
So, and what's apparently seemed to be the week that Marvel is going to release anything, they were just like, "Yeah, we got to spread this out because Beyonce is just running shit right now."
Before we jump off X-Men 90, for my collectors out there, I just had a thought, and it's real and I'm ashamed. They've released Bishop, Gambit, Magneto, Cyclops. That was the initial line of 97. Then, if you got the subscription box, you can get your hands on Jean and Rogue. I don't subscribe, but I did what I do. I got it.
Look, I wish I had grabbed Storm from our bookstore when I did, because it was only like $30.
So they released Glow in the Dark Storm recently. She's not part of the 97 line. I think they're holding that for Comic-Con. And so my brother in Christ, Navy Montana, when you go, just please, I'm gonna slide you some dollars. Just come back with one for me, please.
I'll come back with a couple. One couple.
Yeah. Come back with a few, because when I seen Storm at another store that remains nameless, and they were asking $40. I said, "You a damn lie! You a damn lie!"
Wait, wait a minute. You gatekeeping? What's the name of the store? Wasn't even store.
I'll be honest with you, I can't remember it because when I seen it, I'm like, oh, y'all doing prices like this in here? Y'all tripping.
Run your pockets.
I was just
Well,
like,
these
I know,
figures
I
are
was like,
Funko you're getting, Will.
like I knew it was something. I'm like, oh, I was mad. I'm like, that's all
So
right.
these are action figures or Funkos that
These are
action
Funko.
figure. He's talking Funkos.
Okay.
I'm talking about the action figure.
Oh, I'm trying to. I've been chasing this Gear 5 chase for like a month.
So, as Marvel continued their release for this week, they gave us the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kira.
Now,
Hater, it starts tonight.
Yeah.
They started off with this look on Valentine's Day. They released this. Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, which I find ironic because Stan Lee and Jack Kirby co-created the Fantastic Four. So, what's his name? I know him as Eddie. I know him as Eddie. Joseph Quinn and Eben Moss Barack as this thing, and Joseph Quinn, who played Eddie in Stranger Things, as Johnny Storm. And obviously, this does look like it's going to take place in the 60s, and I say that because of what Thing is holding. It's not just the art. It's not just the art style, but it's also the art style of the main look. It's a book that he's holding.
I think about the robot.
Yeah, and then you got Herbie down there in the corner.
I have a question.
Is it a question
When
or is it?
what'd you say? Oh God. When was the first issue of Fantastic Four?
It was let me see, 52 was in 52, issue 52 was 1966. So it was probably
late 60s.
Yeah.
61.
61, wasn't it?
61.
1961.
Take that.
I don't. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just them paying homage to that time period.
They could.
Well, they already. Oh, 64 was that? Okay. Well, they already sat there and said that the movie's going to be based in the 60s.
And Strange did say that you chart in the 60s, and now Strange one is giving Tony Stark energy. He can be a smart ass, and two, Strange does have a fantastic memory. He reads a lot, so it does make a little sense for him to say that and say, "Didn't you guys chart in the 60s?" And he didn't mean that as just a slight. And knowing that what we know about this, I said in the group chat, I'll say it here. My thing is, I think they were around in the 60s. I think they went out in space during the 60s. I think they got lost in the 60s. Say negative zone. We'll just say that. Negative zone.
I mean, you gotta think the 60s was the 60s, if you're going historically, was the space race with the Soviets. You did actually have there was a lot of safeguards that weren't really being followed. So there's your premise right there. And I can see that. You're trying to bring them into the modern era. So why not?
They got lost in space.
Yeah.
These records were redacted. SHIELD was probably involved.
Strategic.
They were probably they were probably normal wherever they were at until, because they were bombarded with radiation, but they were fine on the other side until they came back home.
Or
I can dig that.
Or we still have Photon in the X-Men universe. I'm just saying.
There's that too.
See, there's so much to take in. So Deadpool's going to answer a lot of this stuff.
I don't be answer none of it actually.
How does
Thank you, Marvel Jesus.
How would she play into it?
She's in a different timeline. She's in a different universe.
She's in a different universe altogether.
Okay.
If in that timeline they never have shown the Fantastic Four in any. No, wait, Fox. No, Fantastic Four was in the Fox universe.
Yeah,
right.
We had two.
Yeah.
So
that was our that's Captain America was Human Torch first.
Yep.
Right.
Euwarnii, what'd you say?
I was saying the
Yeah.
second Fantastic Four movie was with Silver Surfer. That's what I remember.
That was
That was the second one.
Yeah, it was the Fox universe. It was because Fox Studios owned it at the time.
Right.
So
Listen,
it's there.
If
Could
they
it
just
be that the universe that Photon is in is actually the Fox Marvel universe, which would bridge a lot of gaps?
if they disappeared, I just want some level of reaction to, not having colored water fountains. Like I just want
to stop.
I mean, it's the 60s. It's an accurate thing.
I mean, it's accurate.
Yeah,
They're gonna do it. If they're gonna do it, I mean,
if Nick Fury does the introduction, I mean, he was from that time. He'd be the right guy for it.
people. I mean, if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it.
You got to be historically accurate.
This Pedro. So there was a black president. Really?
That'd be a hell of a montage. It's like, okay, so since you guys have been gone since
that sounds like a Storm. That sounds like a Johnny thing, where Reed would say that's logical, that's good. Storm is more or less. He's not obviously not racist, but he was just like, wow, considering the fact where we came from,
right? Just to sit there and just like, okay,
bring in homie from Ant-Man. Let him do the recap.
Oh dear, oh Lord, that'd be funny.
I've been wondering where I've been.
Maybe we see they get grabbed by the same thing that yanked Hulk out of the Quinjet in a. We never saw that. He just gave us that vague ass explanation, and we still don't know what that meant.
I got one better. Luis has been around this entire time, but he's peeking around trees like Spice Adams.
Oh, stop it.
What if Luis was secretly a watcher this entire doggone time?
I could never believe where I've been all this time.
I would love that, actually.
They said it was some old guy that used to do this, but now they want me to do it. So.
I would love that if Luis was a watcher the entire doggone time.
Agreed.
Here's another one. What if Deadpool addresses the whole thing? He was like, and you know what? What happened to the little hyper Mexican guy? I liked him. He was funny. Why didn't you call him in? He could have explained all of this.
But if this is going to be the 60s in the MCU, do we see possibly a young Howard Stark and a young Pym again?
You got to.
Yeah.
They have to.
I would say
it'd be a waste not to. Yeah.
Because you figure the Fantastic Four, obviously they don't come from money. So them being brought in, let it be somebody like the early stages of Shield, of course. And they say, of course they have stuff redacted. They wouldn't talk about a lot of stuff, especially failed missions.
Ooh, I'd say,
and if Hydra is involved, of course.
I'd say that's got to be more Pym than Stark, considering if it's the 60s. That's right after Cap got froze. Stark moves on to his company. The SER becomes S.H.I.E.L.D. Pym does get involved because of the time of his missions. Yeah, I guess that would make sense.
Mm-hmm. The options are the opportunity is there.
Yeah.
And then for them to say, hey, they got lost in space. We never heard from them again. They scratched the record.
Will, you ain't shit.
Correct.
You ain't shit.
I've been sitting here quiet for a minute. And
I was wondering why I thought you were giving me the stank face for a moment, so I checked the comments.
I was trying
like,
not to see it saying
you ain't shit.
Straight the fuck to hell. Straight fucking to hell, my guy.
And in Black History Month too, sir? Oh my God.
I was like,
y'all can't see it.
During Black History Month, mind you.
Mayhem is in our private chat
I
acting up
dare you
again.
put that in the YouTube comments.
They held off
50,000 lashes.
They held off the shenanigans until after Phil.
Put private chat stuff up, can you?
But did Luis lie? But where is the? That's all I'm.
Just why?
That's the what if episode I want. What if Killmonger or what if T'Chaka heard his brother out?
Like who?
What if T'Chaka did hear? What if T'Chaka did hear him out? That would be interesting. It's like man, you was done wrong. Come on home. But I want vengeance.
But my wife, will take care of it.
Yeah, you good. Don't worry.
Say
we'll bring her.
You can have vengeance. Your father left. It's like, sir, we gotta welcome you back. It's we don't got beef with you. We want you back. He's like that whole conversation would go.
What about Oakland? What about we will help them, but we want you home.
We will give you enough vibranium to get the crack out the neighborhood, and then you come home. You have 2 weeks.
That's it.
What do I do with all this? I see it's like a Vegeta moment. What do I do with all this anger? Let it go.
Yeah,
problem solved.
Could we see it? Well, no, he was a government person, so I don't think Ross would be.
Ross would be.
Well, your life is saved by black.
Could a young Ross tie into the Fantastic Four? Maybe he gives them the space race mission.
Yeah,
I know there's a lot of focus on him in Cap 4, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get like a peek at a young version of.
I was gonna say he will be much younger. I got to think where he would be at that time. Like I don't think he would be at that. I wouldn't
be high ranking.
Yeah, exactly. He wouldn't have to have rank.
He would have to be on that same level of Stryker. He'd be a colonel somewhere.
Yeah.
So him and Stryker are about the same rank when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Y'all talking about Martin?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, not Thunderball Ross. Not
Ross. Incredible Hulks.
We're talking the guy, basically the same guy that was in
General Ross.
General Ross, thank you.
I was like, listen, I know white folk age differently, but how old do y'all think that man is?
That's why I was thinking Everett Ross, and I'm like, well, yeah, he would be much younger.
I'm talking Sokovia Accord Ross, and I was like, well, he's a government shell.
General Ross, he would be about Him and Stryker would be about the same age.
That Ross and Stryker will be about the same age.
I got a question. Wait, when I have a question and then a follow-up question. Number one, when does Namor take Sue Storm away from old dude? Like
he doesn't so much take her away.
He gets.
They go to visit, and Sue and Reed are in their thing, whatever. And
to be more specific, is it before or after the baby?
It's before. It's before the baby. It's before.
Okay.
Mind you, even after the baby, he still pines after. But the Namor we've got now, I don't see that happening at all. I don't see that happening at all.
And I guess my follow-up question is,
dangerous.
How are they going to tie in Agatha to all of this with the baby? Because that's supposed to happen too.
That is a good question. Nanny.
Yeah,
I can see that as a nanny situation.
It makes sense.
She follows power around.
Wait, which baby?
I mean, she does.
Sue and
Franklin. It'd be Franklin.
Yeah, Franklin. Yeah.
The baby.
Yeah, so I could. Yeah,
I haven't seen all the comic book theorists get shut down. It's like, oh, we might get Namor and Sue. No, he hates everybody her color. So.
He just now got along with Wakanda. So I mean, I highly, that's on shaky ground.
Till the wings grow back.
Right. So he's not in don't get me wrong, attractive woman, just not his type.
Right.
He was like, no, that's gonna make him change his ways.
I smell the white privilege wafting off of you.
Damn. I smell the white privilege off of you. Just
so I don't see him, pining after Sue like that. Just knowing what we know about Namor and.
But at the same time, Sue was pretty peeved at Mr. Richards, and let's be honest, if you that angry and a man,
now, do I see her using that as the oh yeah.
She sat there and saw a man dripping wet with a 6-pack, and she's like, I can hurt him.
I do see that happen.
That was man. Hey, a woman's
now I will say, like, people are saying, well, who would play Doom? My pick is Cillian Murphy. That's my pick.
For who?
Doom.
Huh?
Mr. Peaky Blinders himself.
Oppenheimer.
I can see that.
Ben Mendelsohn needs to relax. He said something like, "I would give."
He wants that role back. I'm not saying he couldn't play it,
but he could do it.
But he wants that role bad.
Relax, G.
I was like,
at which point you're just like, if you're going to give it to him, at least you make up for it for the damn Talos foobar that y'all did in Secret Invasion.
Oh, they turn around. They turn around with Talos. That was, how do you kill off such a character in Secret Wars? That still don't make no sense. But I didn't think about Doom. I know. I want Mads Mikkelsen was my favorite to play Doom. I still want to see Hannibal can do Doom.
Oh,
Yes.
Kira.
Yes, sir. Hi.
Gary Oldman.
Can you keep him out? Can he can you put him in timeout for like 5 minutes?
No, hold on.
Co-sign with Gary Oldman for anything.
Hold
I'm
on.
sorry.
Gary Oldman can play some roles.
He can. I'm not denying that. This one, no.
Yeah.
This one, no.
I'm gonna co-sign with him. I'm sorry.
We talking Fifth Element, Jim Gordon. We talk like I always forget that he's in Fifth Element because it's so wild. It's such a wild role.
No,
but I mean, I can see him doing Doom as well. There's actually a lot of options out there for Doom, but it has to be done with somebody with the right crevasse.
I hate Juice. I don't know who the hell you are.
Oh, he's gone already. We can see it because we're up here, but that I yanked that like a minute and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, he got.
You can't even read it anymore.
We don't take trolling.
This is what I say. This is why I say block, ban, delete, do not engage.
Right.
they're still going to be active for another 14 days.
Oh my God, we're popular now. Oh my, it's official.
We're past the sex bot stage.
Wait. So let's check the bingo. Let's check the bingo board for a second. So we've had sex bots that come through. We've had racist trolls.
Yes.
I think we only need like 2 more, and we got it.
We've had a 4 in person. I don't know what they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it was bad or good because it was in a different language. So whatever.
I'd add reparations to my bingo card, but
it was international.
International. So yeah, that's 4. That's 4. So we're missing 1 more, and we got it.
Hotep.
Do we have a Hotep? Oh, that's bingo. We got it. We have accomplished the board.
Oh,
we cleared the board. Do we get money?
Reparations is a bonus, but we just sent billions elsewhere, so y'all have that on us.
Oh my God!
They will be the ones who have Avengers Tower now, or is that still just going to be up in the air?
Up in the air, because Marvel's going to be very quiet about it.
For a lot.
So are we predicting that they start in the 60s and end up with us now, same age probably?
I want to say that because that's what it makes sense. Technically, they don't age.
They don't.
They really don't.
If the theory is right, if my theory is remotely right, then they wouldn't age.
Because
which is why when they come back, they just look the way they do.
So now the Marvel thing is to write around, hey, why you ain't clocking to the end game fight?
That's a good point.
I mean, technically, the thing is immortal. The thing, I mean, he doesn't die, so
he does, but he just has an extended lifespan.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me take that back. He did die, but it was a weird way of how he died.
Yeah, it was a very extended lifespan, like several generations of heroes.
Why would you kill a rabbi though? What did the rabbi do to you?
Poor Ben. But he went peacefully.
Yeah.
But thank you to Jonathan Hickman, one of my favorite writers. Which I love getting his work. So he's a damn good writer. Damn good writer.
Argue that.
His run on Fantastic Four is probably one of the best runs I've read. And it's not because he's.
But I was going to sit there and say, I was going to point something that Kira said in our group chat that I think Marvel's new strategy, and I got to repeat what you said, Kira, because I agree with this, that Marvel strategy may be that 1 year they do movies and another year they focus on television. And to be quite honest, that's pretty freaking good, considering the fact that they were jumping from one another.
I think that was part of the thought process, and then obviously COVID hit. And it threw everything out of whack. So that's why that one year we got so many shows, because they were like, they had to finish them. They had to get them out. It threw the timeline off for everybody. So they just like, let's just drop them all. So I think that might have been the original idea. That would have been nice to know. But, you know, like release a movie here, blah, 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 drop a show.
It would make sense though, then keep it connected. I mean, that's what worked for phase one.
At least drop a show in close proximity of the movie that's going to tie into, because
they were somewhat on their way there, but I think because
I'm saying regardless of the reception to the movie, WandaVision to Doctor Strange was very much here, point A, point B. Then we just kind of lost track after that. Like, what is the team that I think people are trying to game for? Maybe we get a Midnight Suns run with
there's room.
Well, that'd be Moon Knight, but
Moon Knight, Blade.
It was coming from Immortal.
Yeah, Moon Knight, Blade, Doctor Strange. That would make sense for Midnight Suns, and that kind of makes sense for season 2 of Moon Knight. That he would run into Hunter's Moon. That he would have a cross with Blade if they ever figure out that situation. But it would make sense for his character, because between that and the Midnight Mission, that makes sense. And at the same time, you can kind of maybe span it into a television series about the Midnight Mission, because that's a universe in itself. But again, it goes back to you know, like you said, Chris, it's just that we are now in the post-COVID phase where you have to basically restructure the Marvel universe. You have to restructure it somehow. But you have to keep between COVID and the strikes, like they've been kind of getting dealt some blows. Yeah.
And so it's just kind of like, okay, we need to right the ship right now. So maybe flooding or saturating the market isn't the best option just because we're trying to meet a release date. Let's take our time. Let's take a step back. If we need to do reshoots, rewrites, whatever, do that to make it make sense. Let's not force this thing.
Also, showrunners.
That is such a key. Good Lord. Do not skimp on your showrunners. Do not skimp on your VFX department. Please.
That still sticks with me. How do you run a show with no one at the helm?
Oh, and here's another one.
You don't.
Let them read the material. It doesn't have to be verbatim, but let them read it so they at least get an idea of the character structure.
It helps though. A little.
It does.
You can pull a little. It's okay. Little less work.
Background helps in the role that you play, because you know you can't really do Hamlet unless you actually read the lines.
That, or at least let people know that if you're not going to read the comics, there's a reason behind it.
You could have said. You could have told me you could have said Secret Invasion won't be exactly like the comics, but we will be pulling elements from the comics. I'm fine with that.
They should have just blatantly said, hey, we need to set up Cap 4 and a lot of the human stuff that's going on. They just said, we didn't read the comics, and there's your headline. I picked up on it immediately, and I'm just like, well, y'all can thank IGN for that one. This is not going to be received well at all.
You dropped the ball by just not reading anything, just not taking anything in.
If anything, that's because they didn't want to pay the original writers. Wouldn't they have had to do that?
They would have. They would have done it.
I mean, you left everybody confused, killed off Hilda, and now everyone's arguing about Rhodey for no damn reason.
Yeah.
There's certain things. Look, I'm still mad about Maria Hill and Talos. What are you talking about?
Hey.
And no mention in the Marvels either. Like, damn, I was hoping for like I miss Hilda, or like I miss Talos, something. That
it could be worse. It could be a whole bunch of people convincing you that Madam Web is worth watching.
No, I want
to. Reviews are already coming in. That's horrible.
I mean, I'm not talking about the movie. Don't get me wrong.
Look, I'm just saying, when your main star has not yet seen the film.
I'm like, I have never seen.
I understand. Like, I understand, because there are plenty of actors that don't watch their stuff after it's done. Don't get mad at me, y'all. I can't watch this show after I'm done. Like, it's done.
I'm mad at you.
I do. I do.
We don't judge. We don't judge.
I think it's a different reason why you're not watching versus Madam Web.
Clearly, however,
we don't judge here. But no, I'm talking about the fact of just not the movie, because we knew the movie was going to be crap the moment we sat there and watched the trailer. The level of just the machine pushing all these influencers and reviewers. Even and again, I'm not knocking you. If you like Madam Web, you like Madam Web. Okay, cool. That's your choice. We're not judging you for it. But Kiro judge you. But the machine behind it all, that's what kills me. It's like you have so many influencers, so many quote unquote critics, reviewers. It's like that movie's not as bad as you think it is. I'm like, why is this reverse psychology 101? It's like
I actually seen somebody say that. I mean, I agree. You should go see a movie for your own to your own discretion, to your own judgment. That's fine. I agree with that. You should go see that. I'm not one of those ones that I'm going to review bomb it. I am one of those ones, however, that's going to say, why are we getting this movie?
Right.
It make sense to me, because when you have a character that's tied to another major character in a franchise, and there's no tie-in, there's no mention, there's no continuance of this character or any involvement, why are we here?
But that's why
I think the funny. Go ahead.
No, I think they were going to try and let her be the center, the fulcrum, whatever you want to call it, of their connected universe that's not connected. Like,
and that's the other story that has been coming out. Like, they were told that they would be a part of this bigger universe, and it turns out, oh nope, they said no, we can't do it. Oh, you said something before the ink was dry.
I mean, having a Madam Web movie without Spider-Man is basically watching Gotham on Fox. You're basically trying to make the sub characters more important than the main character.
No, there were some good moments though.
The funniest thing I saw about all of this,
not it.
The funniest meme I saw was when Miguel had Miles pinned to the train, and it was like Miguel was the MCU, and it was like, stop making Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man in it. And then Miles started, he's like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Oh my god.
Sony is that child that wants attention from the parents and will say, I'm gonna keep doing these things for attention. And it's like, just stop.
Watch in the next Spider-Verse movie when they show the web, they just give you one of those little bubbles with like her movie in. It's like, there, we gave you some shine. Please stop it now.
It's just and like, you know, because we've seen what happened with the Marvels, and now people are seeing it on digital and watching it on Blu-ray, and now all of a sudden this is good. We've been telling you that. We've been telling you to go see that.
Post the collector's edition I got, because Walmart is a monopoly. I've noticed if you don't respond to people long enough, they just turn on each other.
Yeah,
like
we did already.
I left them One Piece fans. They've been arguing in my comments for 3 months now.
Arguing about what?
All I said was, you left an entire town full of people infected with smile fruits, and you had Scourge of Death Law, Tony Chopper, the Minx, and whatever hidden medicine they have, and Marco. No one even went over there, was like, let me see if I can fix this. They all just said, Kaido's dead.
Yeah. And left.
Marco, the doctor, the Whitebeard pirates, who's now retired to a glorified Uber and fought just because. Then when the Young Bucks decided to step, he's like, yeah, I got it. I'm gonna be over here in this corner chilling, even though Logans don't really technically get tired. I'm over here.
But see, that's the thing. Like,
you got on me, you can't cure devil fruits. It's a fake devil fruit. I'm like, I'm just gonna mute this now. I go back, they are still arguing chapter by chapter.
He just watched them implode. Tafari just said, "Here, have that."
Because I got my Facebook.
He did a Baron Zemo. He was like, he's seen the Dora Milaje and John Walker fighting, and he was like, "I'm going to go ahead and leave."
You're doing great, John.
But that's how they treat the Marvels, though. Like, for the longest time, it's like, oh, the Marvels was terrible, and they slick turn around, was like, I saw it and it was good. And I was like, I wanted to pull a Hellspawn cosplay. I kept a list of all of y'all that said this movie wasn't good. And every time I see y'all turn around,
the list of Demetrius since the X-Men show.
He's getting ready for Katsukan. So he's got enough going on. When I seen the list of people who chewed up this movie because they went off of somebody else's opinion and didn't go see it, and then they turned around and it dropped on didn't. I'm like, wow, this was actually good. I'm like, we did a full ass review saying this is a good movie. It doesn't have to entail with anything else. It was a shout out to Michael Rosenbaum and James Gunn when they did Inside of You interview, which was a great interview. And it was put in the group chat how James Gunn said there's too much. People keep talking about superhero fatigue. It's not superhero fatigue. You're missing the quality of it, which is why Guardians volumes 1 through 3 were so good.
Yeah,
it was completely separate. It told its own narrative, it told its story, it got it in, got it done, got out.
And it was a great story.
It was a great story. And that's all. That's the problem. Like, you just don't do it just because. The Marvels have a story to tell. Let them tell it.
Pretty much.
Don't get mad because it's female led. Don't get mad because it's 2 women of color on the team. Don't get mad because the main protagonist is somebody. You're like, well, why didn't the villain live? It's the villain.
Technically, the main protagonist was really just lost in a way. But
so this whole narrative of like we don't like did you go see it though? No, that's the problem. Go judge for yourself before you judge on it. Because like me, would I watch Madam Web out of curiosity? But I'm not gonna trash it and say, oh, it's horrible. I don't know because I haven't seen it. But I am gonna question, why are we having this film? Why is this film being made?
Would I wait till it's on Netflix? Yes.
No.
Netflix wanted.
I'm with Chris. I am a little curious, but I know it's gonna suck. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you tell me that,
I don't have any faith in Dakota. That actress, I really don't.
Why are we here? Y'all didn't learn from fucking the what is it?
50 Shades of Grey.
Morbius?
What?
No, I was gonna say y'all didn't learn from what I was gonna say, Grey's Anatomy, which is basically the same shit but like less fun.
50 Shades of Grey.
Damn.
Yeah.
She's like,
we did not learn from 50 Shades of Grey. I kind of skipped that movie because I felt like it wasn't my demographic.
It wasn't mine either, so I still never read it. I just seen a bunch of middle-aged napkin women rave over it. I'm like,
I just felt like, so y'all got happy.
It's
over
not my demographic. It's not for me.
You know, when napkins get happy over a safe word, the black person in me goes left.
That movie got me in trouble with my entire school, and they like basically a majority of the Lutheran church. But that's a story for another day.
If it weren't so late, I would be like, "Yo, tell it."
It's okay.
But this isn't just for Madam Web or for the Marvels. This is for any film. Go see it. If you're worried about the price, go on a matinee. Go during the matinee. Go on Tuesdays.
Not on Tuesdays.
I mean, Tuesdays
still got a student ID from college.
Yeah, just go see it. Go see it and judge for yourself. You know, the fact that you have the critics that we have now are a lot more prevalent than they were when it was just Siskel and Ebert, right?
Yeah.
Siskel and Ebert, everybody ran to them, and they were always pretty much judging the movies that will probably get Oscars, get nominated for certain stuff. It really wasn't mainstream, a lot of mainstream movies. You know, but when I see stuff like and this is when I see Siskel and Ebert, I think Ebert was the big one.
Ebert was the big one, yeah.
When he says, "Oh, I like Home Alone 3, it's better than the first one." And
what?
Who
paid you to say that shit?
And that was the first sign that something was wrong.
Yeah, I was just like,
that's when you want to get him checked out. It's like, are you feeling all right?
Even Siskel was like, "Are you kidding?" He was like, "It had more heart. It had more story." I'm like, he said he was like, "It's the same story."
That's when Siskel realized Ebert was getting paid to say something crazy.
That's a fact.
No, not only was there 3, there's 3 more after that.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
My thing is, I know like you
and
can
they're
judge.
kind of trying to do another one with Macaulay Culkin now. They're kind of floating that idea.
They can't get him. He's like, y'all number ain't high enough.
Wouldn't that be more violent? Because I don't think he would still be doing the marbles on the floor. I think he was like, no.
Hear me out. What if it's a tie-in to John Wick?
There's a kid in the suburban area we need you to go see. He knows everything.
Listen.
Here,
Macaulay was always saw. Don't play.
If I see one Romanian coin passed to a napkin bounce,
I will say just that they've not.
He's gonna be well, Kevin. He's gonna say, "I need you to go see my brother Buzz." I'm like, no.
just no.
It's a prequel.
I've seen Rotten Tomatoes do some stuff in the day, but I've never seen them go and like what they did today. And they basically went down the writing team's entire like hit list and how low every movie they worked on scored.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, damn, the check didn't clear at all for this, did it?
No.
It was spent all in guest appearances because when I saw that red carpet, I'm like, I know y'all weren't smiling that hard after the movie. I noticed all the pictures pictures from the red carpet are before the movie came on.
It's like I said,
we're having fun, and then you get in here and be like, oh.
It's like I said about all those social media influencers. Where I said I'm not gonna say their names, but the 2 I talked about in the group, I'm like, God, that check must have cleared, and it must have been a nice amount. That's all I can sit there and say.
As Lady Mandalore would say, "Dear sweet summer child, I."
I mean, I like to see a lot of
exit.
You know what? I'm gonna let Euwarnii get his piece out.
Oh,
go ahead.
Yeah.
It was great having you in, man.
Thank you again, Kings and Queens, for the opportunity. I gotta go. It was great. I had an amazing time. Great discussion, and keep winning. I'm looking forward to just watching you guys going forward, man. This is awesome.
I will say this: you are winning, my guy.
Yeah,
you are winning because
you ahead of the game, man.
You way ahead of the game. I love what you got. I love the product. Go check them out, man. Go, great Galco on Instagram. shop.greatgale.com. 10% off with the password champion. Go support. Jesus Christ, support, because the path this brother is on, we need more like that. Because he's not targeting just one age group. He's like, we're going to start back a little bit because they need to see that. These kids need to see this. And the kids of all ages and kids of all backgrounds and races, they need to see this. And they want to see that because, of course, you want to see themselves. When I see little kids who don't look like us and they're into Black Panther because they just see a cool character. Thumbs up. I like it.
Completely agree.
So appreciate you coming through, my guy. I hope you had a great time.
Yeah,
we definitely did.
Salute, bro.
Like this has been what you bring to the table is very much necessary. So I appreciate that.
Thank you, King. And I just pray that it just helps not just lift our self-esteem, but our group esteem. So we all see ourselves as kings and queens.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. So, as we normally do, this is around our time. So here we go.
Wrap-up protocol initiated, Captain.
She's gonna get mad if I do it.
You know it's fine. I'm good.
Okay.
I know. I expect it now.
She's like, I'm prepared now.
Very. Hi, people. I am Lady Mandalore, also known as Roomful of Blurs. That's the place that you can find me on the internets, on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter and Facebook, sort of, kind of, but not really. You can look for me, but I ain't there. I also have a podcast that comes on Sundays live, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch and YouTube. I'm kind of on the edge with Instagram. I also have voice acting stuff that I do on TikTok, and I think I'm going to keep it short. That's it. Love y'all. Peace and blessings manifesting after the algorithm.
That's why I'm trying to get us in-person events.
Hello, everybody. I am Lainey from Geek by Heart. Me and my husband run Geek by Heart on YouTube. You can find us on YouTube, IG, TikTok. We talk about movies, talk about reviews. We play video games. He is playing not God of War anymore. Gears of War. On Fridays, I am playing Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts.
I keep saying Wednesdays and I just can't get on there, but I'm gonna get on there next week. So finally I can get kind of back into my rhythm because I haven't been on for a month. So like I'm waiting for that time to go.
Takes time.
I am missing that game. Listen. Actually, that first week I was playing Zelda the entire time because that was the way that I was escaping.
Nice.
But anyway, yeah, so check us out on YouTube. We are a lot of fun.
There it is. It's far.
Hi. I like to send people to the shadow realm. I'm also rooting for everybody black. And if you get in my way, get the hell to the back. I can also be found here on all platforms. I post on Mondays because Mondays are less terrible. Or I try to make Mondays less terrible. I also do the editing and behind the scenes stuff for Blurred's Eye View. We are uploading every single day of Blurred History Month with an extended. So yes, please everybody be your best behavior.
Please. Please.
We are officially, we were at 2,300, I think, last week. Now we are 225 hours away from.
Look at that. Look at God.
If you can help us get to that within like the next 10 days, because that's when we have to start fighting the running clock, that'd be great. Make my editing worth it. Suffer with me. Also, Black History Month, the algorithm tends to like us for the next 29 days. So as you all saw tonight, your block, ban, and delete buttons are your best friends. Do not engage with the trolls or the blackface bots. Don't spend 30 days in meta maximum security.
That was actually quite fun.
He had to go. The second I saw the first comment,
I didn't even see it, or I didn't even see it right away. I'm like, wait a minute.
I know I didn't see it. We can see it. We can see it here because we're on StreamYard. Thinking he popped in the chat. I got all three of them out of there like that. Enjoy the Shadow Realm with Gale, Merrick, and Pegasus.
Also, one. You said there were three?
Yeah. Well, there were three, but the I hate Juice because I didn't see it until a second one. I'm like, who the fuck? That's like, okay.
Oh, I get what he was saying with that screen name, and we've said it too many times.
Yeah,
the only reason why
that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Cut it.
Just said it.
Yeah, that's just.
I'm glad I pronounced it how I seen it.
Yeah, because it would have. I thought about that, but anyway, he's gone. But if you like, he's one of those guys I would like to meet in person and have a come to Jesus meet. But anyway, Black 447 is where you can find me on the socials. I do reviews on everything, guys. Shows, everything else that I do can be found in the bio at under Black Box 447. Again, guys, like, share, again, unified. It's easy as pie. It doesn't cost you anything. And as always, guys, respect the cosplayers. Please wash. Please be clean. That's all I ask. And again, be nice, be kind, don't be a dick, and we'll all be cool.
Hey.
Congrats on 500 uploads, Spartan.
Say again?
Congrats on a 500. How the frack we got
You
here.
pointed that out. I was like, I really did do 500 uploads?
Yeah, I don't know if it was episodes, but the upload count on that channel is 500.
Yeah. Oh, damn. I never did. I didn't. I don't pay. You see, I don't pay attention.
See, I got an email today saying we were at 40,000 views, and it's probably more than that. So, everyone, you heard the good news. There's only 200 plus hours left. Go ahead, go to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, get those watch hours up. We are almost there. Shout out to Euwarnii Hughes. That was a dope book he's got. Go show your support over and other Black creatives who are out there doing their thing and bringing the good works to the people like us and you. And shout out to the crew, of course. We're tired, but we're here because we want to make you happy. People literally do ask, like, wait, y'all didn't air? I'm like, no, we had to take a day. Yes, we're closing. Hell, we're closing up on this season pretty soon. That crept up quick. Anyway, you can also catch us on Always Press Record. That's aprtv.com/. alwayspressrecord.com. That's completely free. APR TV, which is on the Roku app and Amazon Fire, so you can check us out there as well. Listen to us wherever you listen to your podcasts: iHeart, Spotify, Apple, the Be On Air Network. Show your love, show your support. Go around, tell a mother, tell your father, tell your friend, tell your brother, tell your sister. We got 2 crew members coming up pretty soon. Stay tuned for that. Until then, we will see you guys next Tuesday. Remember to educate yourself and others, entertain yourself and others, and most of all, encourage yourself and others. Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, YouTube, Twitch, and the IG. We're out of here.